Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Geek Bytes podcast. I'm Ramon Mejia, and this is episode number 94 of the Geek Bytes podcast. This guy is
Edgar Acosta, hey.
And every single podcast, we bring you the roundup of the week's best geek and tech news. We discuss that news, and of course, anything else that we're interested in this week. And this week, we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff that I forgot to put in the show notes, which includes Amazon Go. We're going to talk about Samsung stuff, a little bit of Pokemon Go, and then we're going to have the movie
trailer
showdown. Bum, bum, bum. And that's going to be it for the podcast because not a lot of stuff happened this week.
Short weekend.
Short.
But everybody's busy with their holidays, doing their shopping, releasing books, being awesome. So we're going to enjoy ourselves in a bit. Let's see. Well, let's get the ball on rolling. You want me to get it started?
Absolutely. We're going to begin our show, of course, with Geek News. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Edith. We begin. Let's see. Amazon has opened a test location for a convenience store called Amazon Go, using what it's called Just Walk Out technology to charge customers. Customers gain interest by using a Go app at the combination of the sensors, computer vision, and deep learning track you when you walk out of the Amazon account is charged with what you carry with you. Amazon Go is a 1,800 square foot location at 2131 7th Avenue, Seattle. Mostly meals and snacks. It's open to Amazon employees. Through non-employees will get to shop it early next year. So yeah. I saw the video on this. It was kind of weird. It was like I felt like they were stealing, but they weren't stealing.
No, absolutely, okay. And a lot of people have made the same comment about the promotional video they did for Amazon Go, as that it feels like approved shoplifting in a lot of ways because you're not checking out, you're not giving them your credit card, you're not giving them cash. You're literally walking in the store, grabbing a thing, and leaving. Now, there's a caveat in the fact that to get in the door, you have to sign in with your app. Mm-hmm. And so it registers you when you walk through the door by yourself or, with your phone or whatever. But then once you're inside the gate, once you're inside their closed system, anything you pick up, you can just grab and walk out the door and they'll automatically charge your Amazon card. And some very cool technology, and that the same technology that people are using for facial recognition, like the police use to catch criminals. Amazon is using similar technology to track you, associating your face and your features with your credit card and your Amazon account, and also with the actual items that you're getting. And of course, this is a limited selection. They're not going to do things like fruit because that requires weighing systems, but they're going to do things like, packaged meals,
stuff.
anything that's prepackaged that they can have an associated face or an image with and know what it costs and doesn't very weight. That's easy. As long as they see you grab it and walk out with it, they can charge you. And some have various security concerns, but I'm going to ask you, man, is this something that you would like to see at your local grocery store?
I want to see it evolve because honestly, this is one of those things like it definitely has to be the secure area because don't get me wrong, some places don't. Every single neighborhood really wouldn't work out that way because some people are kind of shysty. Some people will eventually find loopholes and whatever to get free stuff because that's what people do. But the whole concept of it's like a with your Go account or your Amazon account or whatever kind of, yes, you have to be kind of like accepted to go through the doors. Then of course in the shopping, the part was kind of cool is like this lady like got a muffin, then changed her mind and put it back, but it would show on your account like, oh, in your cart, not in your cart, and until you actually leave the store, then you actually get charged. Yeah. So it's not exactly easy snatch and run, try to pack up with a bunch of stuff and run out as fast as you can. And
even if you did, you'd be getting charged. So there's no point in like trying to get away with it. I mean, like I said, this is a test thing, and Edith Wolf in the chat room says that she thinks that it's pretty cool and that she would like to see this kind of thing in her personal grocery store. I'm a big fan of it. I don't mind people tracking my face on Amazon. Although it's like a privacy concern for some people. Like they don't like the idea of being tracked by a computer for some reason. I'm not that kind of person. I love technology. I have no problem with this whatsoever. As long as it makes my life easier and more convenient, I'm all for this kind of thing personally. But as far as you were saying, like this, I remember what my point was now. I lost it.
My thing is the inner thief in me will eventually strategically figure out a way how to get free stuff. Even if it means, depending on, once again, unless they have a pre-opening up door, what's stopping you from having a friend waiting on the other side while you go in, while you're chucking merchandise through the doors as they open, because you have to walk out with it. Nobody says it has to,
No, it's just you leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't care whether you're walking out with it or somebody else walking with it. Once they, this is my assumption, anyways.
Yeah.
They're associating your picking it up. Okay, it's the potential debit on your account. Unless the video camera captures you putting it back, as soon as you leave that building, you're charged for it. Whether you're holding it or you put it in someone else's hand.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is. Now there's some. I have heard other tech people talk about this, and one common concern is like, what about people with kids? What if they walk with kids? Yeah, they grab and they just walk out.
Want candy, chips.
And I'm like, yeah, that means you have to teach your kid not to grab things. So you have to kind of monitor them.
Discipline?
Yeah, you have to
children?
You have to monitor them a little bit better. But yeah, it is a closed system, so you do have to like almost get through a locked door before you in. And it's for Amazon employees now. But I can't wait to see how the real public is going to break this thing. That's the beauty of a new technology, that humans always find a way to kind of work the system, and that makes it better. That's okay.
You got to find the flaws to fix the flaws.
That's what a beta is about.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited to see how people are going to break this thing before it makes it a public market. It makes it much better. Yeah,
they have to, because that's the whole point. Because there's going to be somebody like me or what have you find a loophole in it, and they obviously got to fix that loophole. It's just like getting into heaven.
Yeah, absolutely. This is very much a gamer mentality. It's very much a gamer mentality. Like, you find the rules so you can break them and optimize it for yourself. And that's one of the beautiful things about a beta like this.
Yeah.
Okay, on to our next story. We're going to talk about Samsung is going to push an update to the remaining United States Galaxy Note 7s on December the 19th. It'll prevent charging and eliminate the ability to work as mobile devices. They are bricking their phones intentionally, folks. Yeah, this is a story, man. Samsung estimates that there are still over 133,000 Note 7s unaccounted for in the United States. And Note 7 owners can still return their phones or exchange them from other devices. Verizon is saying that they're not going to push this to their customers. And in Europe, the update on December 15th will reduce the Note 7's ability to charge to up to 30% only. And in Canada, Note 7s will have all their wireless network functions disabled. So Samsung is really going out of their way to kind of almost force people to turn these phones that people know are going to possibly explode. Boom. And these are the phones, the Note 7s are the phones that are catching fire. Their batteries are overcharging, whatever happened. But there's a consistent reporting of a lot of phones catching fire. And Samsung has recalled them. So they want them back. And they're willing to not only just give you in exchange for a new phone, a better phone potentially, but also pay you extra cash to do so, to keep within their line. So this is a really big thing for them. And they're going so far as to essentially brick their current phones, which is a huge thing for some people. Because some people love the Note line. Like, I have a Note 4, you have a Note 4. And I really like it. It's a big screen. It is really functional, great processing stuff. So there are people who just are willing to take the risk with their pants and catching on fire because they love this line so much. And I think it's super hilarious.
Oh my God. It's funny because I actually went to a little Samsung representative kiosk thing at Best Buy, and we were kind of joking about it. I'm like, so what's going to happen? Because they obviously skipped the 6. They skipped Note 6 and straight went to 7. Unless they go over that and go 7 point something, which I really don't think they want to use the name Note 7.
No, they're killing the Note 7 line for now. They have a bunch of other products, but I think the Notes, if they come up with something similar, it's going to be called something else.
They're probably kind of like the Page something or whatever.
It's going to call it the non-burning Samsung phone.
But it's bad. It's like the only people that I think that would benefit of an exploding phone would be some kind of terrorist or something. It's like
they're the ones who are ordering all the refurbished Note 7s online on eBay.
Oh yeah, seriously. Because don't get me wrong, even if it was a really good functioning, which it is, like a tablet itself, like a mini tablet, even if you brick everything, but you're still not allowed
it's kind of like they call it. It's a special part of the phone market. It's called a phone tablet.
Yeah, but get rid of them. Just be done with it. Cut your losses. Do what you're doing. Give your customers their money back for it. The little extra that you're offering just to try to wipe away that bad memory under the carpet. It's like what get an example of like some terrible thing that happened in history that a lot of people kind of like try to sweep it under the carpet.
You mean like the Holocaust?
Kind of like that.
Some people are deny it, or they think that it didn't happen. They want to ignore it.
Or the Dakota pipeline thing that's happening that the news doesn't want to exactly, acknowledge and give it air out about it. But I heard they semi. I think I heard. I'm just going by rumor that they supposed to want it, and they're actually going to reroute the pipeline. So
there are several interesting news stories about that. We won't get into because it does apply to geek or tech stuff. But you are correct. Samsung wants to kind of bury this line and get over it so they can move on to the next product. Yeah. And a quick shout out to Marcos Barros and Art Martinez who are watching in the chat room. Hey guys,
hi guys,
how's it going? Okay, on to our next game story though.
Yeah, Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go's next big sponsored partner in the U.S. is Starbucks, which is going to host new gyms and Pokestops at 7,800 company-run Starbucks stores in the U.S. In addition to the new in-game locales, Starbucks is also making a Pokemon Go edition Frappuccino to celebrate the tie-up. What does Pokemon Go taste like in a sugared coffee drink form? I have no idea, but I will definitely find out.
Yep, hey, that's a thing, man. I haven't tasted it. Have you tried that Pokemon Go drink yet?
That drink, it's just a matter of, well, right now it's their holiday flavor, so it's probably peppermint or pumpkin spice, whatever.
No, you haven't then.
I haven't tried it.
Me either. If anybody in the chat room has tasted this drink, let us know if it's drinkable at all. The thought of drinking a Pokemon, too many weird things come to mind at that point, like especially when they're called Pokeballs. There could be a Pokeball flavored drink, and
I would understand if it was one of those chai tapioca ball ones. They could strategically make them look like the Pokeballs. That would be awesome. Or at least they'll probably layer it and make the bottom part like the white cream, whatever, and the top red part, whatever kind of thing.
That is some genius marketing. I gotta say it though. Boba Starbucks Pokeballs.
Oh, why not?
That kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Okay, well that's a thing.
Pat and Penny.
Yeah, but I've talked to Pokemon Go players who are still into it. I've kind of dropped out just because I took it off one day to do some video editing on my phone, and I kind of forgot about it afterwards. But there's been some great tweaks to Pokemon Go lately. They fixed their nearby tracking system. Like that, before it used to just say like have little footprints at how close they are. Now they actually add pictures to where they're located.
Oh,
so you can actually go to that location or have a better idea of where it is. And to get that particular Pokemon. And so their tracking systems are revamped, and they're adding more locations and gyms that are tied into commercial places that people have. Because that was a complaint from people who were in rural areas, that there were no landmarks to associate gyms to necessarily. But everyone has a Starbucks, or everyone has a Target, or some of their major retail locations. So at least they have more locations where people can go to gyms or Pokestops or whatever to kind of fuel their Pokemon addiction.
Yeah, unless you live in some bum town. Shanty area. Well, sorry, but sucks to be you.
Well, they probably don't have Wi-Fi in Shanty.
Yeah, that's true. Ha! No, just kidding. But it's going to be fun. I'm still waiting for, I think we talked about it before, the player versus player, the Pokemon trading. Hopefully that gets updated or it gets done sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm definitely that's what's going to bring me back in is player versus player action where you can get reward points and everything, because that's going to make it a real game to me. Like that was half the fun of a battle, not just like finding a Pokemon and trapping it and collecting it. That's a collector's game, which is fine. But some of the real fun was playing other players or playing or like fighting in a gym and having it count as like experience points for you, or trading Pokemon with the other players. Then it becomes like an open market, and that's like extra layers on top of the gameplay, which I like. I would love to see other things like an actual storyline for Pokemon Go. I think that would be kind of cool, like where you're playing a gym battle and like there's an actual storyline associated with it, as if it was a real Pokemon game instead of just this augmented collection game essentially.
And of course,
those are all things that I would love to see.
And of course, continuing the mass roster of actual Pokemon, so not just
limited. And there's on the 19th of December, there's supposed to be some new Pokemon that are going to be added to that list as well. So like I said, Niantic is not sitting on their butts. They're the people who make Pokemon Go. They're definitely doing a lot of good stuff as far as like updating their game on a regular basis to keep players interested and keep players either coming back or getting new players. So good for them.
Cool.
Now on to our movie trailer showdown. Like I said, really short show, folks, today. We have a couple trailers that came out this week. They're the best of the best in my opinion. And we're going to decide which one wins this week. 5 trailers enter, 1 leaves. Our contenders this week are Spider-Man Homecoming, We have Fast and the Furious 8, War for the Planet of the Apes, Baywatch, and Transformers: The Last Night. So, how many of these have you seen, man?
I saw, of course, Spider-Man. I saw the Transformers. Baywatch caught a little bit of it. I was having some feed issues when I was watching it. I haven't seen the War for the Planet of the Apes or Fast Furious 8. I thought they were done. Done. Like, well, whatever's.
Did you catch the Baywatch one?
I caught a little bit. Yeah, it was funny. It was funny because I wasn't sure what to take it. Because first of all, Baywatch. It wasn't exactly a campy show, but the way they showed it on the trailer, it made it feel like the 21 Jump Street. It was like not necessarily a serious show, but they made it funny. The same thing with Baywatch. Not exactly a serious show, but they made it funny. Especially with Mr. Zac Efron and, of course, Mr. Rock Dwayne Johnson. So, but as they did do the whole homage to the slow motion run, of course, the classic music. There's absolutely no reason why not to. David Hasselhoff has to be like in it some way, somehow. Because it was just funny. It was just like they were pretty much laughing at each other, laughing at themselves, laughing at everything about it. It was like an ongoing joke, but in a good way. It wasn't like, ha, lifeguards are stupid. No, it's like, hey, just find the humor in things. I was just wondering if, I don't know, she's kind of dropped out of the limelight too. Some of the main cast members from the old Baywatch series, like I wonder if Pamela Anderson will make some kind of cameo. I already talked about David Hasselhoff. I want to know if they'll show Nicole Eggert or one of the originals or something, just to see how it's going to turn out. Because even the swimsuits, guys always just rocked around in the red trunks, and the girls were. It varied because obviously Pamela Anderson was more bussy, and they actually cut the bottom lines to show like more leg, more.
Okay, so I'm guessing that you like this trailer a lot then.
Oh yeah.
Was this of the 5? What one was the best to you then?
The 5, just because the geek in me, Spider-Man.
Okay, Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man as well. I did actually like the Transformers one.
You
better
liked
though.
it?
Yeah, no, I like the fact that Optimus Prime is a bad guy, or he seems like he might be a bad guy. My theory for the Transformer one, which if I can find it, I think it's number.
He's just pretty much like listening to whoever's orders they are of kind of thing. I think he's like doing something against his will kind of deal. But it's interesting. I was just like, I don't know. I had mixed feelings on it. I was like, what are they doing? I know the third one was pretty bad, even with the Dinobots, and then like I love the Dinobots and everything, but it was just like, what are you guys doing with it? It's like I don't understand. I'm like, stop it. It was like that episode of South Park, like, quit violating my childhood, man. Like remaking whatever's kind of thing, redoing whatever's. Like I started to get turned off. I'm still gonna be a Transformer loyalist, if you will, but it was just weird seeing it. It's just now it looks like it's kind of fantasy, mythological, but with Transformers.
No, I think it's time travel. That's what I think it is. I think
time traveling Transformers.
Yeah, I think it's time traveling Transformers. I think at some point in the future, the Transformers have lost a war to some other alien race or whatever, because they show Optimus Prime like floating in space basically. Yeah. So he lands on Cybertron or whatever, and he gets access to like this time travel ability. And he sends himself back in time to correct the mistake that led to the destruction of everybody. And so he's maybe popping in and out of different locations trying to find the right place. Or maybe him and the team or whatever. But at some point he has to face off against his own team members who might have done something unknowingly bad, or unknowingly that loses the war for them, or maybe he thinks that he has to kill a couple guys to accomplish his mission, and they oppose him or whatever. I think that's where that's going to go. Like all these things about them losing and being killed, I think that's the alternate time future that Optimus Prime is looking to correct in this particular show. So I think I like that portion of it. I'm always a big fan of time travel, so that's why I like this one the best. Now, why did you like Spider-Man the best?
Oh, just once again, the geek in me. It's finally Marvel / got the rights back if you will, and they worked it out. It was really good. It was from beginning to end, just caught my attention. And the part that I kind of like, the inner geeky girl in me squealed, was when both Spider-Man and Iron Man were like, cruising down the street together in costume. The part that I kind of didn't understand, though, because it took me a while to realize who it was. I did see the Zendaya girl, which I thought that was supposed to be Mary Jane. So, obviously I was expecting a redhead, a white girl with red hair and everything, but I forgot it's supposed to be played by Zendaya. But then I'm checking out IMDb's thing. They have her credited as a Michelle. So unless she's really a whole different other character in general, she's not Mary Jane Watson.
That is actually very interesting. I hadn't noticed that as far as IMDb goes. Maybe she is Michelle Watson instead of Mary Jane Watson. They could just be changing her name within the universe, or they could make her own character, or that could be an old IMDb page where they weren't sure what she is.
That's true.
And that was her code name until they revealed it. We really don't know. It doesn't explain it in the trailer at all. They don't even name her. It's just like the friend that Peter Parker kind of sees in school at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, I like this. I like this high school version of it where he's a kid and he's a science nerd. I like the fact that they also gave him a best friend. It kind of makes it.
I was going to say, is that supposed to be Harry? Is that supposed to be Harry?
No, that is not Harry Osborn.
I was going to say,
I'm not making an Asian Harry Osborn that's overweight. Harry Osborn has very much a character regimen. This is the goofy best friend that every high school, movie has to have. The
little outsider, freaking geek kind of dude. But that's what I was wondering. I'm like, that's a weird take on Harry Osborn, because that's supposed to be his best friend. Just his
nerdy best friend because he's a teenager and he needs friends. He can't just have. And I like the fact that they're changing the script a little bit. That it's not just the exact same story we've seen. At least 2-3 times now.
Yeah,
where they reboot the series. This feels cool and different, and you also get your first peek at the Vulture and a few other villains. I think I saw they show like a minor villain with like this weird, but I think it's part of the Wrecking Crew. Mm-hmm. That's my hypothesis. We have no real information on it. We do know that the Tinkerer is going to show up, and I can't remember if there is anybody else.
Supposedly Shocker.
Okay, so
Shocker too, because I think they did show some still shots for like the costuming. It was very, very funky military-esque kind of thing, kind of like Crossbones in the Civil War, but being the Shocker. The other thing that kind of like tripped me out is which I love. They did I don't know if you want to call it an homage or this is going to be the new thing. They gave him his web wings from if you know from the Amazing Fantasy, his look. He actually had web wings in. I was like, oh wow. And see what else kind of things are going to happen with the suit, because one of the parts that kind of tripped out that on the suit is like it had a not necessarily spandex, but like a constricting / release button or something, because he had the suit all loose on him, but tight on him, but then he pressed like a little button or something and it just came off. It wasn't like he had to pull it off like a t-shirt or a long sleeve, anything.
That is curious. I did not notice that. That was during the scene where he's talking to his best friend, right?
Yeah. Then he shows how he's all ripped.
I like Spider-Man's trailer, but I liked the Transformers one a little bit better, just because it makes a really big twist within the series. This is cool, but it's not really that new. Optimus as an evil bad guy is kind of a big twist.
Well, unless they do. Well, once again, I'm more of I'm a Transformers fan, yes, but I just like the Marvel
not the
stuff
movie fan, but mostly just the toy fan.
Because I wonder if they're gonna have him, or at least they make a clone of him, and because there is an evil Optimus called Nemesis Prime. So I wonder if they're gonna do that route.
That is a possible storyline I had to consider. But again, those are our 2 winners for this week on our movie trailer showdown, folks. Out of all 5, Spider-Man, Fast and the Furious 8, War of the Planet of the Apes, which wasn't a bad trailer. Baywatch was funny, and Transformers. We have those 2 winners. One for him is Spider-Man. For me, it is going to be Transformers Last Night. So there you go, folks. That is going to be it for the show. Like I said, short episode. Not a lot of cool geeky stuff that happened this week. The saddest thing I think in the tech news was probably that astronaut dying.
Oh,
that guy, exactly, folks. But other
John
than that,
Glenn, I think.
John Glenn, that's the one. But that's it for the show, folks. Thank you very much for watching. We definitely appreciate you taking the time on a Sunday to come watch and listen to us and to listen to the podcast and download it. It means the world to us that you support us and you take the time to listen to us geek out about stuff. So thanks a lot.
Yeah, be careful out there doing your holiday shopping. But if you're gonna be coughing up some bucks, why not on our side? And you can always find ways to support us any way you could do that. geekbytespodcast.com/support.
And that's it for folks. Thanks a lot for watching for Geek Bytes Podcast. I am Ramon Mejia.
I'm Edgar Acosta.
And remember, folks, go geek out about something.
Yeah.
Oh, and music. I forgot the music.
Beep, 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 beep.